Greetings. Greetings from Cuyahoga Falls. My name is Yehovah. Oh, Yehovah. Welcome, and welcome back to all those returning. Something special for you guys this week. Welcome to the UEC Battalion. We'll wear our 8th Florida boys today. It looks like we're CSA. And I'm working on a pretty spatial project. Hopefully we'll get that out to you boys before too long. And so I'm looking forward to getting some footage today. And regular old barefoot private from Texas, reporting for duty. Actually, I mean Florida. You know, it's funny because Florida has quite the reputation today in the United States as being an outlier. But back then especially, you got to remember, this was still Seminole country. Still is today, obviously, but they were fighting with the Seminoles. You know, Florida's got a complicated history in the United States. Technically, it kind of stole it. Andrew Jackson, the Congress said, no, you can't annex Florida. And he was just like, well, I'm going to, so stop me. And he did. And the Spanish ended up selling it to us, I believe. But yeah, and then basically it was a refuge for, you know, runaway slaves, because in Florida the people were open. They were like, yeah, we're all misfits down here. We're not made of money like all those rich Southerners. So people just ran down to Florida to get away, and they would send, you know, parties to go capture people out of that area. It was terrible. So just the wildest of country, and the wildest of people ended up in Florida. And 3 of those companies ended up at Gettysburg, and I believe 3 of them here as well. 2nd, 5th, and 8th Florida. Tenacious fighters indeed. Let's get on in here. See what the boys have in store. I'm probably not going to talk a lot today. I'm going to let these guys do the talking for me.
Forward.
Left face.
Left face.
Guide right.
Guide right.
Quick time forward. March.
Sergeant Jimmy, if you
Halt.
need us to dress left
Forward.
more, just let's
Rest to the right.
What's wrong with my camera?
Alabama parade. Rest.
Right Florida. Parade.
I'm like, what's wrong with my camera? You're not in spectator, dummy.
That's it.
Hey, das hat eben noch gepasst.
Also ganz
Der ist
ehrlich,
noch draufgelaufen. Der hat sich bewegt.
ganz ehrlich, dann bin ich aber reichlich überflüssig hier.
All right, well, let's hang out. We'll have the boys talk. If you guys want to hop and chat, I'll run my mouth if I have to. But right now, let's just enjoy this battalion event with all of the official UEC companies getting together and working as, they call it a battalion. It's really a brigade. I guess those terms can be interchangeable, although battalion in my mind is more like, you know, there were battalions like Mississippi Battalion, but I always thought a battalion was like a regiment. But I need to do a little bit more studying on that. Brigade is more of like what I'm seeing here, which, you know, we have companies, different companies that make up a brigade. So if these companies were regiments, that's probably how they're doing it. Like a battalion is all these different companies come together. But essentially a brigade is made up of different regiments, right? And so you have right here, that's your 51st New York, the Serpents, we know those. So that would be like one regiment in your brigade. And, you know, there's 8th Alabama, Alabama German Legion, also 8th Florida there as well, the Mighty 88. You know, other regiment. So it's really cool. 18th North Carolina, got the 3rd Alabama here, 52nd New York as well. All the players we know so well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the fun.
Stand in that gap for me, please. There we go.
Ja, hat by the way, brauche ich Sound?
Nein,
Ah, richtig.
das passiert heute alle extern.
I think it's tech as well. Tech, don't get to mute yourself and just do a mute.
Latan, they do the line.
Tan, this way. If you stand in the front rank there for me, please. That's it, good job.
I still don't know who I am.
Guys do have the best uniforms on the block, that's for
Ask
sure.
the captain, see where he wants you to stand.
Captain. You'll make myself available. All line closed.
Someone's echoing really bad.
Yeah, it's tech.
Alt, you're echoing.
Yeah, thank you. Dazer, prosím tě.
It's
Okay,
tech
yeah,
as
cool.
well. Tech's got his open as well.
Turkington, you can go behind Dazer.
Tech, you need to meet yourself in the Discord chat.
Still in.
Where is Frank? Oh, here he is.
Yeah,
Canada.
so
Frank, Canada is looking for you.
We are right.
Yeah, I don't know where Canada is.
But behind you.
Ah!
No,
Yeah.
it's tech.
Hello, Canada. How many?
About 10.
10.
We're gonna be growing.
Fritz,
Yeah.
Greenberg will be wing commander of the right wing,
We'll be going
and I
to
will
10
take care of the
pretty
left wing.
Roger.
Alter, sind wir viele hier. Box, kannst du noch recht?
So you're growing at the show, alright?
Company
Yes, as the
3rd South Carolina and report to
Also
Colonel
zack, auf
Littleton.
meinem Bildschirm machst du irgendwelche
Third
Advanced
Battalion on the
Sergeant
very far
Perkins.
very far left there. Battalion.
Ja,
10.
wie viele?
10.
Zusammen mit der 6. New York. Schau mal, ob die sich in
Do you
einer
think there are
Kompanie
more to
sammeln. Das
come, or should we
Ja,
start
tu dir-
a bit?
Tu dir einen
Okay,
Zellen.
okay.
Perkins,
There
kannst du
will
mal ein
be
bisschen
more
rutschen,
to
weil irgendwie steht,
come
kommt
by-
Zacker
Most,
da rein gerade.
Südosten.
So sieht's bei mir aus.
Yeah.
Dankeschön.
Okay, dann Meldung an die 8. Florida und 2nd Battalion melden.
Was
Samuel?
Herr Leutnant, die wievielte
Hier.
Kompanie
First
sind wir heute?
Battalion,
Die
formed
dritte?
and ready, sir.
Also,
Perfect.
zweiten Bataillon,
Finally good news.
dritte.
Okay,
Good work.
2nd Battalion, 3rd Company. Thank you, sir.
Also du kriegst jetzt noch die 88.
2nd Battalion, 3rd Company. Parade.
Sobald damit ist das Bataillon vollständig an das First Battalion dann heranpressen.
Jo.
Das war ja fast Zeitgleich bei uns. Wow.
Also Jungs, wenn ihr jetzt redet, redet im Teamspeak.
Sehr in front
Nachher.
of here by the flags.
First company order.
We are here.
Ich weiß nicht, ob andere
if
dran
you
sich
mean,
dran halten,
who
aber
do you
versuch's.
mean, Richard?
Greenberg, wir sind jetzt bei 12.
The 88th New York.
Okay.
Once you're formed up,
Second battalion,
just to the right and we will start then.
Third Company, attention.
Hier sind die Second Company, Jungs. Merkt euch das.
Let's see here. Captain Canada? Yep. How many men do you
Welches Battalion sind wir denn?
3rd Battalion.
Dritte, ja.
Third. Alles klar.
Ah, genau. Dann Richard aus dem 2nd und aus dem 3rd Battalion jeweils noch ist die Colonels dann
Let's see,
jeweils
51st.
Dürfen
I'd like
auch,
to
wenn sie möchten,
make a
wie
gap
du-
here
wie
so
du-
that we can have the 20 Georgia slot in a second company.
Roger that. 51st, right dress to me.
Red dress.
51st, right dress. 2 ranks on my left.
They are slot in to the right of the flag.
Let me know if you need a bit more space there, Colonel.
This should be fine. Oh, we go.
First company, order.
Order.
Arms.
Livington?
Yep.
Frank asked
Red
the
bar.
messenger from your battalion.
Right. Do we have any volunteers to act as
Battalion
messenger?
right, or the whole.
Right.
Someone will have the privilege of having direct contact with Colonel Frank.
Thank
Sure.
you are
Yeah,
wrong
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Go left.
Tech, you need
Left,
to get
left.
to the far left.
An
Tech.
euch, möchte jemand von euch ein Messenger stellen, ein Messenger sein?
That's it. Thank you, Tech.
On the right.
We're gonna need one.
Könnt
Bei
die
dir
Schweigen
kommt heute,
sprechen von dir.
bei dir kommt heute Gesprächskonfetti zustande, da wird nichts besser.
So we 3rd Battalion, are we 3rd Battalion?
Hello, is it working?
Hello, Captain.
Nope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
working
it's
on it.
working, holy shit. Yes, we are 3rd Battalion.
Doesn't sound like anyone's interested in my company, sir.
Right. Anyone from the 51st?
So, for those of you...
What's this? I've just rejoined.
March.
March.
Dress up to my left, boys. Dress up to my left. My left. Sweet. Company, parade.
Orange
Rest. Second Battalion.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice if you can, if you send your messenger to the brigade staff.
Alright, wir brauchen einen Messenger. Ich nehme einen von der 56th. Wer mag Messenger sein? Ja, raus hier. Der ist gut.
That was the most tired sounding.
Komm nicht raus!
Gehen wir mal raus. Und dann mal mit den Richard mitgehen.
Wenn du möchtest, kannst du auch die Klasse wechseln, dass du Bugler bist oder so.
Aber pack dich hinter die Linie zentral,
Und hier.
dann bist du viel.
Lassen.
Lücke zumachen.
Danke.
Platz machen da hinten.
And we have Leo.
Shall inquire for further orders.
Ich habe die beiden noch eingesammelt.
Oh, bin da.
Kommen die auseinander da?
Colonel Frank?
Ja.
Ready to receive orders?
Second Battalion, parade.
Parade!
West.
Are all the messengers present? Yes. Great.
Yeah, we have one from the 10th Battalion, Lance Corporal Leo, one from the 2nd, just wait for last code, and I from the brigade.
Yeah. Alright. They'll receive instructions as to where to move the battalion in just about a moment. But you know, since it's battalion, not brigade. First battalion, fix!
First Company fix.
Dann kommen die Fix.
Was? Nein, falsch, nein, wir haben falsch gehört. Du gehörst nicht zu uns. Sorry, Troslo. First battalion, fix!
Wartet. Gehen warten.
Vorwärts!
You know, I don't like the Mississippis. I do like saber bayonets.
Oh yeah.
Company! Battalion actually. Sorry. Shoulder.
First Company
Second
shoulder.
Company Shoulder.
Arms.
Arms.
Shoulder.
Chew.
Second company. What?
Bama, order arms.
Glaube ich das richtige Gewehr.
Battalion, right wheel into cover.
Okay, I think I heard it as well. So, let's see. Yeah, 3rd Battalion. Essentially, whenever it's a division command, you guys will sort of just slot on to the left of this company here. So, 3rd Battalion, by division, right wheel.
First company, right wheel.
3rd Company, right wheel.
Right wheel.
Shoulder, arms.
Shoulder.
Right wheel.
Right wheel.
Quick arm.
March.
Jason, on the left.
Wo läufst du hin? And then...
So, ja, wir müssen uns eigentlich drehen, das ist ein bisschen kompliziert hier.
Ja. Du hast völlig falsch gemacht.
Get out.
Crescent Road, Georgia.
And then,
Right, Shatan, I think you've got stuck there, you might have to...
Goose, Crescent Road.
The problem there is, so we want to be in, like, by division. So you guys still need to be behind the rest. It's just that you guys are both a company and a division because you're so big.
Yeah,
Because you're the only ones on the left side.
51st,
Slot on, just stand right and stand behind the rest instead.
Neben mir ist noch eine große Lücke. The flag supposed to stay in the rear as well?
Yes. Right rest.
Okay, so we did it all wrong.
was next to me for me.
Yeah, and that's
Right,
the very first time we do this.
There we go.
There's our corporal dot point and the corporal German as well.
Second company,
You guys stand
3rd
behind.
company, right.
Just right.
Right!
In the middle.
Right. Dress.
Over here.
Good stuff.
Never mind.
Over here, yeah.
Company, right face.
Right
Right
face.
oblique.
Right oblique.
March.
Middle or the right hand?
Left
In
oblique.
the middle
Jimmy,
here.
okay.
20th
Middle.
will be behind you.
March.
Yeah, Jimmy should be second sergeant.
Jimmy's
Prepare for
AFK, I
halt.
think.
Prepare for halt.
Halt. Left.
Left.
Hey.
Okay, well, see if we've
Follow
got a spot for
Alve
you.
if you can, yeah.
Fall in behind
Fall in
Satan,
yourself.
Deswegen, ich hab mich gerade gewundert.
You
If that's
Ja, der
on.
hat
gedacht-
irgendeinen
I don't know if it's Satan,
Divisionsbefehl,
it's
dass
Satan, I
da
don't
einfach
know.
I think it's Shaitan.
Battalion, Right of Companies. Nee,
Ja, ich weiß, was du meinst.
Yeah, you'll have to go around the search and he's
Wir
gonna
hätten uns
AFK
einfach
for
nur
some
wheelen
reason.
müssen auf der Stelle.
Satan.
Kobo, kannst du noch einen kleinen Tick nach rechts gehen?
Second division. Somewhere here.
Forward.
Noch einen kleinen.
Ganz klar.
There were 6 bases, sir.
Super, danke.
Minimaximum einmal links anschließen.
Colonel, would you like us to move forward?
Left.
I feel pretty good about the gap.
Third Battalion.
Company, guide left
Second
at the quick time forward.
First division, at the quick time forward.
Second company guide
March.
right,
The colonel wishes that you move forward.
Okay. Passiert wohl. Sehr gut.
Tam stát chrápet tam vzadu.
Manchmal zählt das Leben eines
Řekni o
Kleins
tom, že
nicht.
neposlouchá. On má, fakt neposlouchá.
Third Battalion.
Looking beautiful, second battalion, thank you.
Welcome.
Third Battalion.
Stay close to each other.
4th company, guide right. 4th company, guide right. Alright, 4th company, there will be some rocks in the way, so brace yourselves.
Brace against the rocks.
Mentally brace yourselves. Oh, rock is not your way, huh?
Try to close to keep. Because you're the guide right now for us.
company dress a little bit if you be so kind.
Double quick to...
Четвертая рота, подравняться слегка.
Yeah, looking good.
Подтягиваемся, мальчики.
Got it.
Чуть-чуть подтягиваемся.
Равняемся по
Да,
Dress into
командиру
the
вашему.
center, so have them basically right trail. Yes, perfect.
Okay,
Excellent,
Нормально?
excellent, very nice.
Сомкнитесь все направо. Давайте быстрее.
Самоконтроль.
Устраивайте две шеренги.
Сегодня самоконтроль.
Лиз, чуть-чуть быстрее, пожалуйста.
Подтянулись чуть-чуть.
Try to stay together, boys.
Рихтар, чуть-чуть быстрее. How cool of him.
Yeah.
That's how how much he likes
Дерево
us,
сразу
right?
сомкнуться.
Mhm.
Try to keep the formation as close as possible.
What she said.
Hello, Nemo.
Company on one side of the fence. Nemo to нас. Налево.
Good,
Left side of the
Подтянулся
tree.
первый.
Tries to
Вижу,
reach
вижу.
the
Tight, dress your ranks. Difficult terrain is not
Yeah,
an
that's good.
excuse for
Yep.
sloppy formation.
Ja, Colonel Frank wünscht, dass Sie einen Right into Line, Right into Column machen.
Second company at the double forward march.
но не поняли.
Big second company.
Quick time march.
Это не
And
оправдание.
reform on my left.
Nee, right into
Не
line.
равнять строй.
Form ranks.
Das habe ich nicht verstanden.
Давайте сюда. Четвертая рота, давайте сомкнуться ко мне
Bist du
сюда.
sicher, dass es right into line ist?
Колонны идут.
Schauen wir nochmal nach.
Right now.
On the right into line.
On the right into line.
Каждый поворачивайте альтом направо смотрите.
Brigade, on the right into line.
Через забор.
On the right
Через
into
забор.
line, okay.
Ладно, ты
On
команду
the right
отдал.
into line.
With the guide?
Es war ein Right into Line.
Которой не было. Ah, right into line.
Second company all
Company,
fence.
up and over.
Up and
Second
over.
battalion,
You will march past first division.
right into line.
Четвертая
Nowhere.
Right, is the
Hold.
refirm on the way into line.
Company, hold.
Sorry?
Second
It's on the
division.
way into line.
On the right.
Into line oder on
Hold.
the right? On the right.
Hold.
Okay, Vormarsch, Vormarsch.
Can't really do that when on a column.
Second division.
Don't wheel halt, right wheel.
That's
Wheel
good.
halt, right
That's
wheel.
captured, yeah. Hold.
Company halt.
Beide Divisions on the
March.
Up and over.
Okay, so essentially, just do just as we would do it normally, but you guys are sort of attached together. So you guys will be marching past,
form the 2 ranks, guys.
walking onto the
out
left
towards me.
of the line that's
press,
forming in front of us.
press right in this case.
And then the same will be done by the GC.
So stop,
in the
stop,
back.
stop,
They'll
stop,
be
stop.
on
Yes,
fire.
so
we're
marching. We're gonna have to go back to where you were.
Hold.
Third Battalion, forward march.
First company forward, guide
Okay,
left, march.
forward, guide
Third
left.
company.
Double
Third
quick, march.
Third company.
Double
Guide
quick.
left.
Quick
Forward.
time, march.
March.
Side.
Forward.
Richtet euch nach links wieder aus, Leute.
Try and avoid them if you can, lads.
Ja.
Yeah, try and just go around them.
Guide right sagen müssen.
First company loaded.
An welcher?
Faster, second company. Fire.
First company loaded.
First company. Aim. Fire.
Excellent work. Firing by battalion.
First company, fire by company.
Fire by battalion.
First company loaded.
Say firing by company. Because you will fire as a company, just on my command.
Company
Take aim. Fire!
So, the order here for is the second the battalion of direction.
Right.
That means everybody directs or guides.
Company A.
Aim!
First company aim.
Aim, second company.
The Buffer, reload.
Fire!
What is fertig?
Please. Firing. Battalion.
First company. Seize. Fire.
Good work, Lieutenant Ford. Good work, Sergeant.
Thank you, sir.
And also good work, the usual villains.
Company, recover arms.
Willst du den Befehl noch geben, oder?
Ja, ich werde dir noch geben.
Second company ceasefire.
Hey, what's up? Freund Berlin, welcome. What is up to you? Just enjoying a battalion drill here with the UEC. What beautiful formations you have. Glad you're here, man. Thanks for stopping by. It is fun to watch, and if you're curious and you like history, these guys are doing it by the book. This is probably Casey's guide if they're or Hardy's manual if you're going from the Confederate perspective, and I believe that's what these guys use. It's pretty crazy how deep their knowledge is. And of course, you can't keep. You can see how these battle lines look jagged. You can't keep a straight battle line in this game because there's no peripheral vision. You know, it is a game, and you can change but you don't want your view to get all bubbled out it makes the rest of it look bad. So games haven't really figured that part out yet. That's going to be a breakthrough in games like this when you can actually see peripherally, you know, because you don't in real life you don't look over there, but your brain gets the information. So I don't know if it would be like, you know, how some games have auto aim, which is lame as hell. But if you're walking in a straight line, if the computer can pick your location up to somebody else, it could move you in that direction automatically, you know, and just keep the formations tighter that way. Because it's just hard because you can't see left and right and march in a straight line. You know, because it's a game. It's not, you know, you're not really there. But it's as close as you can be to being there. And if you guys are interested in reenacting but you don't have the money, this is the next best thing. These are all groups around the world. This is the UEC, the United European Community, and there's North American players here, but man, there is a whole lot of people from other parts of the world, and look how beautiful these guys get together. And I was talking to Frank's leading this thing. He's wearing Colonel tags for the event. He was just out with a bunch of boys from the real 52nd New York, looking dope in their uniforms, man, doing some reenacting. And I'm so proud of these guys for getting out there and doing this in real life. It's pretty amazing. There's
not an actual command.
Protest acknowledged.
Please comply with Hardee's or Casey's.
From now on, I will do. Just needed that one.
You hear, as a matter of fact, there's Todd coming in. Hey, you're with the 52nd today. Nice. The Old Guard. That's Frank's unit.
Battalion.
And you guys recall the 52nd New York had a competition. I believe it was with the 51st New York, and they raised money and they gave it to the American Battlefield Trust.
First company.
So that's really cool. It's like $1,450. That's awesome. So we're all very proud of the 52nd for making that happen. And all of the UEC for making it happen, man. Every week, these guys are just out here killing it. And I think we're having the Battalion event as well, and that's going to be badass. It just looks so good having this many people on the field. And I can imagine, listen, I can imagine thousands. Because I'm working on a project, and I'm telling you, scale is something that is hard for people to even understand. How many guys were on the field that day. You know, unless you've been in a venue that has 100,000 people, you know, and there were more than 100,000 here, so it's just amazing. All right, I'm gonna go back silent unless you guys have something to say in the chat. We can combo it up, but other than that, let's listen to what these boys have to say.
Yeah, so you're behind the flags, exactly. All right. So, battalion, form, column of divisions, on the first division. Battalion, right face.
Third company,
You guys
right face.
Right
face.
First division keeps facing forward.
Kannst du, okay, auf Beifalls right musst du Platz für mich machen, ja?
Jo.
Beifalls right.
Beifalls right.
March.
Colonel, what
Oh.
you introduced by far, right?
Oh.
Well, we're gonna have to slot in behind
die
the
Front.
first battalion.
Company
Ich hätte
front.
ein bisschen weiter laufen müssen, aber ich habe
Yeah,
mich
this
nicht
is-
orientieren.
Yeah, this is weird.
That's right.
Okay, so then essentially you just need to file back and then face to the left so that we are facing forward.
These commands are too long, I don't know.
So that you guys see? They can
Okay, I see what you want us to do.
yeah. So basically if you're in a column
First come.
Yeah.
between where you are now and where I am now.
I think we're
Komm,
good.
Tony.
I think these just follow on right, yeah.
Ich warte auf die anderen.
Ich wollte gerade sagen, warte mal lieber, mein
I think we're good, don't
Ja.
First Battalion.
Geht
Okay?
nix.
In this order. Second Battalion, forward.
Company forward.
Alright.
Danke.
On the first division, which is us.
Komm zu mir, Troslo.
Well, basically, everyone is going to look out for us. Then, if the command
Jawohl.
right in front is given, that means that first division,
Company prepare to hold.
basically us, will be head of
Hold.
the
Second company prepare to
Hold.
hold. Hold.
Schön, Jones, kleines bisschen. Je mehr, desto besser. Hier der Second Division ist größer.
Gut.
Gut.
Third company front.
Right. Hold. Company left.
Second company
Front.
right. Face.
Third company right. Press.
Company guide right.
Tell Livingston please that's a double.
Right, so it's your job.
Let's go, Leo.
And Mr.
find the
Blake,
double.
if you'd be so kind,
Hold on.
place yourself in between the
Just tell him.
In between what?
in between the two. Basically, where
Hello?
Williamson is.
Colonel, where's the
Yeah.
guy?
Man, I just
Further in.
I can't help but talk
Yes.
about this. It's so awesome. These guys are so organized. And this is similar to what it would be like if you were in one of these units. This is how these orders were given and how these men responded to them. The most accurate representation
Second company guide.
of real life movements that I've ever seen in a Civil War game. It's absolutely amazing. And again, I'm old, so I remember a day when we used to dream about getting online and playing with other players. Look at this. These are all real people around the world right now hanging out together. These groups, these people get to know each other. I know Rich Hogg, he's coming back to Antietam. I guess I can announce that. We're going to Antietam, man. I think it's in the next week or so. And that's going to be dope. So look forward to getting some footage. I don't want to wear him out, man, because I'm a nerd about that stuff. I'll just film the whole time, but we're hanging out with him, and I think Mr. Hogg as well. So this is going to be really, really fun. I'm looking forward to that. That's why Rich isn't here today. He's on the road, man. He's seeing the United States of America on his way back to foreign lands. But he always has a home here in Cuyahoga Falls, and he knows that. And man, I'm just telling you, you make friends around the world. It's a completely new world. You know, I come from a past, kids, where you only got to know the people that lived within a certain radius of you. That was kind of it. But look at this now. Man, it makes me really grateful for this kind of stuff, because this is just absolutely amazing. Look at that. It's like watching a Civil War movie, like I said, every week. Bless you. Oh, it's so funny why you keep a hot mic while you sneeze, but that's hilarious. Hey, Monkey Strap, welcome back, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah, work is hard, bro. I hear you. I was telling people I've got a new dream. I think when I grow up, I want to be a licensed battlefield guide. I think I could take the test and do it at Antietam. I'm not quite there yet. It's pretty hard, man. I looked into it. Like, that shit is serious, because then you're a real historian. But I think I can learn Antietam enough. I'm certainly passionate enough about it. The problem with me is I'm 5 hours away from it. Oh, yeah, and the other problem, I've been in my industry for 30 years. So it's hard to start over when you're an old man. But we could definitely downsize at some point. Try to get over to them battlefields, bro. Could you imagine walking Antietam every day? 4 a.m. starts on a Sunday. Don't leave late. Night Saturday. Yeah, I know. Yeah, 4 a.m. Sunday start sucks, bro. Hang in there. I applaud your responsibility, because a lot of people these days brush that shit off, man. It's important. As a society, we depend on each other, right? We got to show up for each other. Look at all the boys that showed up this weekend. What's this server? It's not full because it's only specific units. Yeah, 145 to 300. Man, they could really fill this thing up, and we're gonna see it filled up for the event. I think they're gonna bring more guys in. I don't know. Maybe they'll keep it small.
First division into line. Fire. First division front.
Yeah.
Second division forward.
First company loaded.
Was?
First company A.
Третья цель. Sparen wir uns viel Zeit.
Verstehe dich immer noch.
Fire.
Fire.
Alabama right west. Forward march. Second company hold, right face.
Or right face. First company loaded.
Третья рота готова.
First company A.
Третья цель.
Yeah, I agree. I was just thinking about that, man. I'm totally going to try to capture that, because that is just beautiful. And it's thick enough where you could run a transparency on it and throw it on anything. You know what I mean? It'd really be about getting angles, because you can't really get too close to it. The lighting helps at this angle. You can really see the contours of that smoke. And those are all simulations, I'm sure. You can see it spinning. Yeah, it's really pretty.
Second company guide left.
Company guide right.
First company forward.
Когда остановимся, равняешься к второму слева от себя. Слишком вперед не ходите тоже.
Try to be abreast with my first sergeant, to be abreast with a flag.
Prepare to hold.
Ready to hold? Hold!
Company hold.
Yes, center.
Sound commence fire.
Me boys, on me.
Tank Battalion, fiber wing, commence fire.
If you need us to move over.
Third company! Ready!
War das bei Wings?
Ja, bei Wings.
Okay, right wing, make ready!
Battery.
Company, make ready!
Third battalion, firing by wing.
Fire!
Right, left wing. Hey!
Load.
Company.
Right wing! Company A!
Hinter den Alabama, okay.
Company
Tank company C.
Я стрелять.
First company cease firing.
Company shoulder.
Second company shoulder. Arms.
Then company
Guy
shoulder.
left. Dress
Arms.
left.
Shoulder.
Подравняться под ЖБД. Замкнуться направо.
Left dress.
Battalion shoulder. Arms.
Плечо.
Плечо.
Чуть мальчики.
Last column by division. On 2nd division. 1st battalion. Right in front. March.
That's me speaking in riddles.
Oh, come on second. Repeat.
On 2nd division. Sorry,
I
on
think we're all
1st
just right
battalion.
wheeling.
Right in front.
Yeah, probably.
Die müssen wir uns jetzt bewegen.
1st battalion. Nach vorne.
Right, so for us, it's exactly the same. It's only for the first battalion. So what we're going to do...
Frank's putting them through the ringer today. You hear the guys, they're like, repeat the order. Getting complicated with it. I like it. Just shows how highly skilled these guys are.
Then we will slot in behind the 2nd battalion. So,
Got it. Third company, prepare to move out.
flags, you can post yourselves over here in the rear.
As soon as they step up, we'll step in.
Third company, right.
Right.
Hey.
Hier die Kolonne ein bisschen gerade.
First company right face.
First company.
Warten noch auf die Fahnen.
Right.
We'll be waiting for the flags, yeah?
Alright.
Company, Wi-Fi is right.
Right.
Yeah, we're going.
Orange. Wi-Fi left.
Five out left.
Orange.
Every time I hear the command, I'm like, excuse me, what? Speaking of riddles? What am I supposed
I'm
to
sure
do?
it sounded different to the previous one.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing, but not first division.
But yeah, we're forming on the 2nd battalion instead of the 1st battalion. So, now, battalion. A couple of points, come forward a bit further now just so that you can follow me and the rest can go to the flag.
All good, just fit, slot in, pitch. You good?
3rd battalion, forward.
First company forward.
First company forward.
Forward.
Make sure you this right turn is going to be a bit sharp.
Arch.
Forward march.
Forward, Georgia.
Right behind these guys.
Right wheel march.
Right. Oblique.
Left oblique.
Left oblique march.
Left oblique.
First company.
Hold, left face.
Face.
That's right.
Придам направо марш.
Стой.
Стой на месте.
На месте, стой.
Williamson, come up here. Come up here. Come up here.
Mach mal ein paar Schritte zurück. Jameson, Jack Sparrow. Da ist eine
Ну
große
мы же за
Lücke,
ними
da stehen
должны
wir
были.
gerade.
Нормально построились.
Со мной в этом видео.
So,
Danke.
dann Williamson, form your division right here if you'd be so kind.
Так, форк, кругом.
Кругом.
Сейчас, так,
Okay.
куда ты идешь за
3rd and
нами?
2nd battalion.
В колонне.
Right shoulder shift.
3rd battalion, right shoulder shift.
First company right
Arms.
Shoulder.
Shoulder.
Features, gentlemen.
Shoulder.
First company shoulder.
Company shoulder.
Раз,
Arms.
два.
На месте.
Налево.
Налево.
Now we're in the shoulder arms.
Present.
First company present.
Company present.
Arms.
Second company
Ну, за
present.
первую дивизию.
P.
Так, первый это где?
Potato.
You do have some
Вместе с
corner,
нами
yeah?
сейчас будет.
Shoulder.
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 Company shoulder.
Arms.
Arms.
Лист назад.
Order.
First company order.
Order.
Company order.
Arms.
Стой ноге.
Yeah.
Hold. Front.
In place.
In place.
Rest.
Company in place.
Company in place.
Ja, mein Fehler. Ich habe irgendwie Second Division in Front verstanden und wundere mich auf einmal, warum das nicht funktioniert.
Вольно.
Ja, ich habe die zwei verwechselt, leider.
Ja,
Du hast schon
sorry,
richtig
das wurde
verstanden, aber ich bin
total
verrutscht.
Bullshit gemacht. My bad.
You
Okay.
blew yourself out of
Brigade,
existence.
shoulder, arms.
First company
Left,
shoulder.
Third battalion,
Second battalion, guide center, forward.
Guide center, first division.
Second company
Second
guide.
company guide
Thank you.
at the quick time.
center.
Forward.
First company guide left.
First division. Quick time forward. Guide
Quick time forward.
third battalion, forward.
Третий ротор, линия направо.
Left guide Mason. Правое плечо вперед, left step.
Правое плечо вперед.
Марш.
Ja, ist
Left wheel.
left wheel. Third battalion.
First company left wheel.
Если вы...
Три готовятся к остановке.
Внимание.
Prepare for hold.
Prepare to hold section.
Company, prepare for hold. Company, hold.
Brigade.
Third battalion. Oh,
First company proud hold.
third hold.
First company.
The brigade. Sorry. Brigade. Forward into line of battle.
Walking alarms. Yep. Nice one.
Forward into line of battle. March.
First division, stand fast. Шагом вперед. Марш. Остановитесь слева от первой дивизии. Поворот направо, марш.
Поворот направо, марш.
Хорошо, выстраивайтесь
Камень,
вперед,
стой.
Справа от тебя, наблюдая форк. Ты,
Направо.
соответственно, справа от себя.
Справа дыши
Две шеренги справа от меня.
Справа дыши рядом. Справа дыши
Равнение на центр.
Хорошо.
Огонь по батальону.
Быстрее, две шеренги.
Замкнуть налево, равнение налево. Равнение направо, быстрее.
Цель.
Покажите этим деревьям.
Company.
Равнение направо и быстро.
После перезарядки равнение направо.
Четвертая рота, равнение направо. Нет на море.
Zeigt mal, wie unglaublich schwerfällig so eine Brigade ist, ne?
First company loaded. Равнение направо.
Firing by battalion.
Направо,
Firing by company. It's much
Огонь
more
по
interesting.
ротам.
Fire by
по ротам.
Commence. Firing.
First company,
Третья цель. Третья рота цель.
Wir noch nicht second.
Fire.
Second. Заряжай. First company loaded.
First company, aim.
Right
Третья цель.
Третья цель. Company A.
Огонь. Заряжай.
Молодцы, парни, молодцы. Да, молодец.
Bordello, I think.
Первый раз.
Красавец.
Company loaded. Right wing.
Fire by battalion, ready.
Hey.
Take it.
Alright.
Left wing, hey!
Okay.
Fire!
First company.
Take it. Take it.
Company.
Fire.
Fire!
Below.
Second battalion, fire by fire.
Los, den Zaun holen wir uns.
Third battalion, fire by file.
Third company, fire by fire.
Fire by fire.
Komm, da kriegen wir ein Problem.
Ja, wir machen mal das Sackmuster, ja?
Ja.
Vorne hinten, vorne hinten, vorne hinten.
Eigenständig Feuer.
Come on, fire by fire.
From the right. Los, weiter. Folgende Seite. Danke. Das ist sehr gut.
Alles ist durch.
Fire.
Warte mal. First Calendar Division, Second Division, Third by left front.
Ja, ihre
Das
linke
heißt,
Seite
das
ist
Ganze
ja
jetzt spiegelverkehrt. Ja. Du lässt dann First Division in die zweite treten.
ganz gleich, aber Dankeschön.
Spannend, aber wir kriegen das hin.
Warte mal. Ja, das heißt, die First Division ist erstmal bei uns.
Ja.
Ohne und dann
Genau.
marschieren wir hinter die dritte Division. Ceasefire schon?
Nein.
Langsam werden die Munition
Der First Battalion hat schon aufgehört. Ceasefire!
Second company in place, rest.
Fire. First Division, shoulder.
Company shoulder.
Second company shoulder.
First company, shoulder, arms.
Second company shoulder, arms.
This is gonna be cancer, ladies and gentlemen. Great.
Yeah, man, I love these cam views too. This is thank you to the developers for giving us this as an option because they knew how beautiful this was. God, look at that line, man. And that's only 145 people. There were some regiments that small, I'm sure. I don't know about 18, but definitely by Gettysburg, I'll bet there were a couple that small. And First Minnesota, of course, afterwards. I think they walked away with like 40 people.
This is so cuttish. First Division. Left.
Sounds like Lamel Todd's having some fun today. I am too. Thanks again to the UEC for letting me be here. And thank you guys for coming and watching. And I love the interaction in chat. It's great.
Second Division just stands for now.
Alright.
Second Division.
Yeah, you couldn't do anything like this on a public server.
By far left.
The pubs are just for a short time, people coming in trying to get interested, you know. But if you really want to be part of a club, I mean, here's the thing, guys. When I first started playing this game, I didn't even know this site existed. Like, I just got in, started playing pubs, and you know how it is. You get swarmed when you don't have tags. So everybody wants you to join their club, and I wanted to join a Tennessee regiment, and I fell in with 7th Tennessee. So that's how it happens for a lot of people. But if you fall into a bad unit, then you get into trouble, and things fall apart. And so, you know, there's some great ones on display here today, and there are some great ones on other channels as well. Check out what the Battle Network guys are doing. They do awesome commentary, which I love, and they rank guys, which is really cool as well. So check those guys out. There's also multiple players do first-person streaming. And they do it a lot more than I do. So if you get a chance to check out their streams, just can't get enough. And so I'm going to start studying the Battle of Antietam and have more and more and more for you guys to enjoy.
Second company left face.
Company, left no face.
Равнение налево.
Yeah, sorry, right face.
Just to the
Yeah,
left. Battalion,
guys, center.
First division
about face.
First company, guys left.
Bitte? Next time we're going to deploy a line, seeing as we are now in front, we're probably going to be deploying so that to the right. So what's going to happen is you guys are going to be staying put. The flanks go to the right.
Yeah.
Not too
And then
shabby.
the first division goes to the right.
First division about
And we'll end up in the same
two
positions
steps.
that we
We are looking towards
Okay.
north.
Nice. So,
Yeah,
finally we don't have
Right face.
the battalion wants us to move. Wichtig ist,
First battalion already?
Right.
wenn wir gleich
right.
reingehen, dann müssen
Front.
wir
Yeah, if Frank gives you any orders about pressing, make sure to...
What did Twitch tell you was the most friendly regiment?
First company, address.
If the command
Monkey strap.
Ready?
forward,
I'm curious.
onto line, because we are now left in front.
Lauter?
Yeah, that's right. Everybody's recruiting. Reach out, man. These guys want to have you. But it's a little bit of a responsibility. I'm telling you, like, you know, they take this seriously, and these guys, they practice sometimes during the week, but they definitely do drill like this before the events. This is a special event. The event that we're going to be going to will be starting here in a few moments. This is just a drill, but man, these guys putting their skill on display, showing tactics right out of the handbook that Hardy wrote himself.
First company, guide left.
guide center.
Company, guide right.
And it's really cool to see how they would have done it. I mean, again, it's a simulator. What can I say?
First company, double quick.
Left wheel.
Second company left wheel.
Left wheel. To the left.
March.
Follow
Right
second
wheel.
battalion's movement if you be so kind.
Forward. March.
Forward.
Forward.
Prepare to hold.
Tank battalion, prepare to hold.
Third company.
Prepare to
Third company.
Hold.
First left.
Company hold. Hold.
Good stuff, lads, good stuff.
Guide center.
Third company, guide left.
Left
Left
cross.
to the left.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Stefan.
Besonders im Böbing.
Tag 52,
Nein,
du kannst auch in die Linie rein.
Kein Stückchen zurück.
Hat Greenberg, habt ihr Slaughter zurückgelassen?
No.
Hallo?
Wo ist denn der? Da drüben. Gut. Denk dran, du kannst
Houston,
dich
du kannst ein
unabhängig
Stück
vom
zurück.
First Battalion bewegen, ja?
What New York regiment was it? Were you in 51st?
Johann,
I always get confused because the names in chat and the names in game and the names in Discord and then you guys have like 40 different names. I just go by Jehovah everywhere. That way, you always know me where I'm at.
Tank battalion on the second division, deploy column. Battalion, right.
Right face.
Second company right face.
Right face.
Because my old brain only has so much storage space left in it. And I plan to fill it with Antietam facts.
March. Lawrence, Neil, everyone else. Right face, march on. Double quick aufholen, second company.
First division, by for left oblique. March. First division.
COVID times. Yeah, I get it.
Second company. Hold.
Well, you know, if you ever come back, these guys would be happy to have you.
First division.
Second company front.
Second company left face.
Second company right face. Okay, second company front.
Deploy column. First division, right face.
First division, right
Company
face.
right face.
Company right face.
Forward. March.
Second company forward.
First division, prepare to hold.
Prepare to hold first company.
So then march.
Did Slaughter just call them the Mighty 88? Oh no, he's talking to the 88th New York. They don't call themselves that anymore. They call themselves Anderson's Division. I wouldn't say. Well, there's a lot of them intact. There's a lot of Civil War battlefields intact. Yeah, our back in the day, we had some really good politicians in this country, and they set up some great programs for conservation. I mean, hunting here in America is the gold standard, where basically the hunters themselves pay for the conservation through their purchases of equipment, and they fight to keep land public so that everyone can enjoy it. These are public battlefields. They're owned by the United States citizens, and so these are our parks where we remember this horrible conflict. So yeah, we got a lot of them for sure. Shiloh's in great condition. Chickamauga, Chattanooga. We got Antietam, of course. It's some of the smaller battles that you don't get as much. There's a lot at Vicksburg. I've heard. I haven't been to Vicksburg. Gettysburg, of course. Petersburg has I think Petersburg has a little section of trench, and I don't know, the crater. I think you can still see the crater. I'm not sure. I think so, but I know that they highlight the tunnel area pretty heavily.
Okay.
So yeah, they've done a good job. But again, our friends at the American Battlefield Trust, they are continuing that effort to buy more and more land to secure it, to get these battlefields back to where they were. I'm telling you, since I've been going to Antietam, I think first time I went there was like 2012 or 13. It's improved so much since then, and it's only getting better, and they're buying more, and so I'm really stoked about it. I think it's really, really awesome. I've been asking myself a lot, like, what keeps me engaged with Civil War stuff. Because when I was young, it was about heritage. I was a Southern kid growing up in California, and no one was like me, and it was weird. And so, where did I come from? And so that's where I started to get interested in this combat that was so long ago. And I'm really into tactics. I'm a nerd about that kind of stuff. So that intrigues me. But really, I think now it's getting to know the men that fought in this combat. It's the honor, the sense of honor that these people had. Where does that come from? Because a lot of people will hear them talk about how religious people were back in that day. But my understanding of that was, it really wasn't like that. There was like a religious revival that went through the mid-19th century and caught a lot of people up in the fervor, and that's where a lot of that stuff comes from. Man, I got bit by something.
Unser Rear Rank kann auch einen Right Dress machen, sind ein paar Lücken.
Yeah, these guys look great. I don't even know what the developers could do to help that marching, because it looks good. They get into line very, very quickly, but of course in real life you see reenactors do it, shoulder to shoulder the whole way.
Left wing, ready.
But it's really hard without a peripheral. Well, what if they did like a side mirror thing, like in a car? You know how when somebody pulls up on your side on modern cars, the light comes on to tell you that there's someone in your blind spot? Maybe they give you that, and like there's a dot or something on the left-hand side that when you're lined up with the guy on your left, then it turns a color, right? And it goes from like green to fading to red or something. I don't know. But something so you get a gauge too. It's not just hot or cold. It's like how far away am I? And so you can kind of speed up and things like that. That'd be pretty neat.
He's firing.
Shoulder arms. Battalion, march.
First company.
Forward.
Yeah, and you know it's funny too because now I can have a real appreciation for everybody on both sides. You know, it's funny because growing up with sports and everything else, it's like it was us versus them all the time, us versus them. So you had to pick a side, and that was your winner. And there's a lot of people that still think that way, right? But when it comes to Civil War stuff, I appreciate and honor all these men on both sides. And that could be controversial to some people, but these guys are really honorable people fighting for their honor. Big Mama Penguin. Thanks for the first time chat. Welcome. Appreciate you being here watching this beautiful, beautiful demonstration by the United European Community and Battalion. And we'll be going into the event here shortly, so I hope you come back in the next few minutes after this is over.
Have your numbers at the hand. Alright. Then let's end this shit.
Thank you.
Brigade!
Thank you guys.
Oh, hey, what's up, Houghton? All right, well done. Here they go. They're going to charge. Let's go.
Charge, Bennett.
Let's go with them.
Brigade, the second, the Battalion of Direction. Battalions, forward.
Here they go. Well, it was more than even states' rights. It was an economic war. All economic wars are all economic wars. I mean, that's what I should say. It's the only thing people are passionate enough to kill for. Money and resources. And listen, it had to happen. And it's in our country. Our country is based on checks and balances and being fair, and it's not fair for the richest people in the country to be rich because they enslave other people. That's just not fair. It's not fair to the people being enslaved, and it's not fair to the other people trying to compete in that market. And that's what drove the Civil War. Because unfortunately in our country, the shame is not in the South. The shame is everywhere because no one wanted to help our black folks. And they've suffered an extra 100+ years for it. And it's time for that shit to stop. I mean, you don't need extra praise for being a descendant of a slave, but you shouldn't be held down either, you know? It's fucking ridiculous. So we're working on that as a society. It's hard, man. You know, growing pains, and every generation has their own turn on it. You know, the 60s had the hippies, and nowadays we have the trans. It's how we kind of sort things out. But I was telling somebody the other day, and I heard this somewhere. I think it was maybe from Meditations, but you never step in the same river twice. You know, life is not about conserving what you got. It's about going forward. So here we go, telling stories about the Civil War, because these could be people just like you in the very near future. If our country falls apart and it comes down to people with passions on both sides that are willing to kill, you will see something very similar to this happening again. And that's not what we want, so pay attention to the brutality of it. All right, enough preaching. Let's go into the battle. I'll kick out. You know what? I might be able to stay in the stream. See if my 2 monitor system's going to work here. Well, no, I can't because I don't want to show you guys the password. So. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you for being here. Hey, do you want to raid somebody? You guys want to raid somebody? Let's see who's on. Steinwallen's on. All right, let's raid him. And then, guys, you can stay over there and watch this channel or come back for this. Our show will begin here in a few more minutes. But we'll raid our boy here. There you go, man. All right. Peace out, guys. I'll be back soon.